Welcome back. Number 224 ranked Mizzou. The Tigers moving up a spot in the AP poll today, facing the Mercer Bears in Columbia, a school from Macon, Georgia in the Atlantic Sun Conference. Mercer tonight, then Niagara on Thursday. Not exactly powerhouse teams on the early schedule for Frank Haith and the Tigers. Not exactly a packed house either. Unlike game one, the Tigers would play a solid first half. Kim English, the early three, puts Missouri up 10-4. Then it's Marcus Denman. He hits the three. Who likes that one? This guy in the crowd. Gumby on hand. Tigers turning the defense into points. Phil Pressey dives for the loose ball. Look at the nice little flip over there to brother Matt Pressey in for the stuff. Later on, it is Michael Dixon with some thievery of his own. He will go in for the layup. And that got Gumby dancing in the crowd. Phil Pressey with a career-high 22 leading the way. English 18 on just 8 shots. Tigers led by 16 at the half. They win it by 18. Kind of a subpar second half, but the Tigers win it 81-63.
I thought in the second half we let up defensively, and something this team we've got to continue to get better at is understanding when we get a lead like we had, you know, we've got to not take plays off. And I thought that's what we did tonight.
So the Tigers are 2-0. Next up, Niagara at Mizzou Arena. Both of these games part of the CBE Classic, I should say. That will continue in Kansas City next Monday and Tuesday. Second game for MU Hoops, just 2 more for Mizzou football. The Tigers will return to Faurot Field for the last time in 2011 this Saturday. Final home game against Texas Tech, a team that has really tanked the last 3 weeks. Missouri, meanwhile, is coming off a 17-5 win over Texas. Missouri will be heavily favored to win the last 2 games against Tech, and then a weak Kansas team at the end of the regular season. 3 in a row looks like a strong possibility.
Quite frankly, you know, we're just, you know, this is about, you know, this is 1 week at a time. This is Texas Tech, and we know our situation is such that you know, we can't waste an opportunity, and we've got to play well, and that's my job to get that done.
5-5 Tigers. We'll kick off with Texas Tech. The Red Raiders 2:30 this Saturday afternoon, senior day at Faurot Field. Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Matt Castle could miss the rest of the season with an injury to his throwing hand. Your Monday night Chiefs report is brought to you by Central Bank, the official bank of the Chiefs. A bad loss for Kansas City yesterday, falling to the Broncos 17-10. Denver quarterback Tim Tebow only completed 2 passes, but this was one of them, a 50-yard touchdown. Adding injury to insult, Castle left the game and may not be back this year.
Has a fairly significant injury to his throwing hand. It appears that he will, you know, it's being evaluated as we speak, but it appears, you know, he'll probably have to have surgery of some kind to get it corrected. On the length of it, I don't know.
It won't get any easier for Kansas City. The Chiefs play the Patriots in Foxborough 1 week from tonight on Monday Night Football. The news broke yesterday. It's official today. The World Series champion Cardinals have a new manager. There he is, Mike Matheny, the former catcher, will replace the retiring Tony La Russa. The 41-year-old was introduced by general manager John Mozeliak today. Matheny, a 4-time Gold Glover, has never managed before, but he knows the Cardinal way.
It's not something that I'll take lightly. Putting the birds on the bat on my chest is something that I know is not to be taken lightly, and it's something that I will not take for granted for one day.
And the Cardinals hope to have the coaching staff in place later this week. Dave Duncan is expected to return as pitching coach. Finally, Smithereens. Look who showed up at the Carrier Dome to watch the Syracuse basketball game. Hard not to notice him, Shaquille O'Neal. He was introduced at halftime along with Syracuse Chancellor Nancy Cantor, and that's the Chancellor. Can you imagine Brady Deaton being lifted up like that at Missouri? That's the Chancellor, folks. And Shaquille O'Neal giving her a little lift at halftime.
He's like the giant next to her. That's funny.
That is not a ventriloquist dummy.
That's the Chancellor.
Huge.
Chester has the final word on the forecast when we come back.